Well, ladies and gents, I welcome you to my first video recorded tarot reading for the collective energy that I'm connected to. It is January 11th, 2024, 111. 111 is a very auspicious number, usually a cautionary, heads up, need to know type energy, frequency. So typically when I get a 111, unlike 1111, which is more like make your petitions known, make a wish. Everybody gets really excited about 1111. 111 gives a more stern, a more solemn, um, informative type energy. And it's usually a directive more than an opportunity for you to make a petition. And how appropriate is that? Because on this new moon, this new moon is in Capricorn energy. Capricorn is all about business, right? And in addition to this Capricorn new moon, it has a friendly visitor by proximity, and that is Pluto. Pluto, the little tiny planet that could. Don't underestimate them, tongue-tied. Don't underestimate him. See, he was trying to check me. Pluto is all about power. And so the scripture that came to mind was "Be ye transformed." And I wonder what that meant. And then sure enough, I was reading an article and they said it as well. They said this is the time to consider what the universe is guiding us to transform in our lives. And 111 adds that emphasis. So it's either we're going to transform it, we're going to go, or we're going to be transformed. You get the choice. You want to do this the easy way or the hard way. This new year probably was a bit rocky, right? Because we were just coming out of Mercury retrograde and there's that 2-week pre-shadow period. So things are still a little wobbly, wonky. And it's really tough to have things be so glitchy in the energy of Capricorn, which, you want to get serious about life. We just ushered in the year 2024, which is in Chinese astrology, the year of the wood dragon. I happen to be a dragon. That's my Chinese zodiac sign. So it's a very masculine energy. And so we're feeling super amped. We just came out of a water yin energy. So last year, it was definitely a more going within, not really feeling inclined to do much, but reflect and wonder what WTH, right? And now we go into 2024. We feel this little surge, and yet everything around us is short-circuiting. Because we're kind of like those little cars that you have to wind up, right? You have to wind up, and you have to make sure you wind it up really tight before you place it on the ground and let it loose. Don't be active for active's sake. No more wasting your precious energy, time, and resources. It's time to get serious about life. Serious about what you were created to do and be. Not what anybody else has dictated, other than your very soul. So if you're still even questioning what that is, let your new moon's intentions, petitions, be about requesting what are the processes I need to implement in my life to get me where I need to be. How do I find the direction? How do I find my North Star? And by the way, that's another point on your astrology chart. You don't know what your north node is? Hit me up. I'll let you know about yourself. So, I've done enough babbling. I am clearing out my deck using my ever favorite Light Seers Tarot to start. I call upon my higher self, and the higher self of those who are listening. All the benevolent energies, the archangels, the ancestors who have done the work and come here as allies to help us do the work. We're asking for clear and concise messages. Clear and concise messages. With the intention of placing us properly for our transformation. At the start, we have Ten of Swords. So, a big theme that's been playing out. I think we're all learning the same lesson, and we just have different characters who bring about the collective lesson. And it's been a painful one about pulling out the swords in your back. There is situations, circumstances, relationships that you've been involved with for too long, and it's time to pull those swords out of your back, get up and walk away. You see the crows there above, giving you energy, giving you assurance that this is not your final chapter. However, whatever cards you were dealt with recently, there was a lesson in that, but that was to empower you. Sometimes in order to determine what we want, we have to first experience what we don't want. And so a lot of us are probably living this out. So it felt very burdensome. It felt maybe even like a great disappointment, betrayal, letdown, expectations you had that were not met. And if anything, people probably did the exact opposite. And so you're very disappointed. And it's to the point of maybe of a physical pain. But it's time to pull those swords out of your back and get up. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Upright, this is a lady at her work, space, and she is getting about the business of whatever she's meant to do. But this card came in reverse. And so what that is telling me is there is something you have been busy doing. And obviously that wasn't the move because it put you in this Ten of Swords, right? You've been sowing, putting a lot of energy, investing, and with little merit. So it's time to put down. It's time to walk away basically from that opportunity. And what I see here is King of Wands in reverse. This is could be either you or a person you're dealing with. And upright, King of Wands, Sagittarius energy, fiery energy. Even with the background, you see a lion there. Usually we need that, like just go with our gumption, go with our first mind, go with our intuition, and just take action. But when he's in reverse, he can be a little chaotic. And so I feel like whether that was you or this was the person putting the swords in your back, causing you to be working tirelessly with little return, it's time to walk away. It's time to call it and see it for what it is and reevaluate how, with whom, and what you're investing your time. If you really feel passionate about what you're doing, you need to really define your why and determine if that's truly divinely guided or maybe ego driven. And I say that just because of this King of Wands energy. It's definitely very passionate, very emotive. So ego typically, especially when it's in reverse, out of balance, is the case. Um, at the bottom of the deck, yeah, I feel like we have been stuck in loops, cycles that are reminiscent because of childhood trauma, childhood memories, childhood um, woundings that were imprint into our subconscious as a child. And I say that because behind the Six of Cups was Queen of Swords in reverse. So that could have been some toxic maternal influence or feminine energy that had a very domineering and that is pushing this energy of you constantly on the go. And literally, whether you're being betrayed or betraying yourself because you're exhausting yourself, um, and all it's creating is chaos in your life. You're not really getting reward for your effort. At the top of the deck is advice from Spirit. And so we have Knight of Wands in reverse. That is definitely a need to get out of that need to the need to move at all. If the feminine energy of last year taught us anything, is that divine feminine energy doesn't do anything. They just are surrendered to the flow. You can do a lot of things just being present and being still and being observant. But a lot of times we're so busy doing, we don't take the time to quiet our minds, quiet our bodies, and just listen and get direction and only take action on the things that are universally, divinely appointed to us. Hanged Man in reverse. They're trying to get you out of these stagnant cycles that just have you just on, like a computer with too many processes. And it might have been something in the back of your mind. You felt like Spirit was trying to guide you to safer shores. But instead of allowing Spirit to bring you there, you were like, I got it. And they're telling you, don't resist. Trust. Slow down. They wish to work with you instead of being dragged around by your own devices. Allow Spirit with Three of Pentacles, that's co creation. They want to work alongside you if you allow them to. There's a brand new beginning that would be materially abundant, that would offer way more security and stability than what your previous efforts have been meriting, if you so choose. So use the energy of this new moon in Capricorn and Pluto. And Pluto's in 29 degrees Capricorn. So if you didn't know anything about astrology, um, it goes in degrees of each energy, right? From 0 to 29. So it is at the fullness. Pluto is in the fullness of Capricorn energy. So full Capricorn business, get to brass tacks. It's time to get serious. When people stop being polite and start getting real, yep, this is the time. And Pluto's really compelling that. And it's also a cautious reminder, like I said in the beginning of this, if you do not want to take an active role in your transformation, don't worry. At some point, the universe is going to call enough and is going to transform you. Rather than allow you to be a willing participant, you will be transformed. Do you want it the easy way or the hard way? I feel the need to pull from the Power of Surrender Oracle deck. Surrender your need to always be right. So all this action, all the things you've been doing, and just stubbornly so, it's time to surrender that. Connections you've been holding on to that are so unhealthy for you, time to let them go. Pull their swords out of your back and walk away. All the times you've been betraying yourself. Money, resources, time, energy, your thoughts, the people you're allowing to live rent-free in your head. Because they're not they're not part of what you've been trying to they're not yielding to whatever you're trying to manifest. Surrender your need to be right in this scenario. Surrender the frustrations. There's still something to gain from your efforts. It wasn't all for naught. There's a lesson in everything. And you can absolutely use it for that Ace of Pentacles opportunity that's coming in. You absolutely can get the support you need. It may not be in the connections you idealized, but you're never alone. Spirit is absolutely here wanting to work in, but they just need you to get still enough to hear them. They're not going to come in like clanging cymbals and shouting and screaming and dramatic. They're not the squeaky wheel. They're the still small voice. So if you don't have a meditation practice, put that as your new moon, one of your new moon manifestations that you're going to incorporate a meditation practice. 5 to 15 minutes is really all you take. Surrender to setting limits. And what I'm intuitively getting from this is you have been fixed on things needing to happen a specific way with specific people. And you got to let that go because you're limiting yourself. You think this has to be, it really doesn't. And there's a reason why it's not manifesting. There's a reason, because there's someone out there who is way better than you ever imagined, than who you're presently fixed on. Let it go. Surrender to negative thinking. Forgive yourself, forgive others. You're going to keep stabbing yourself with the sword if you keep recycling what was done, what was said that didn't serve you. You got to let it go. You got to let go of the coulda, woulda, shouldas. It just wasn't meant to be. And you know why? Because there's something so much better. I feel led to pull from my Starseed Oracle deck to get some direction on what is. We know what it isn't. What is it, Spirit? I thank our collective guides for this beautiful message. A little tough love. Very Capricorn. Very, very Capricorn. What do they need to know? What does their soul need to be reminded of at this time? Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So I was just talking about meditation. I know it's pretty cold where most of you are at, but you could still benefit from a little sunlight, maybe a little red light therapy if you're a gym or you got a tanning salon nearby. Or even, if you're not afraid of the cold, bundle up and get out there. Ground yourself. Ground yourself through meditation. I tell everybody when they start going through their spiritual journey, the first thing they want to do is activate their third eye, start doing, they just want to blast off, right? It's the worst thing you could do. A lot of people who start from the top down, it could actually make you crazy, because across the veil, it is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It is nutso. And so if you are not properly anchored, rooted, grounded, you're in for a world of trouble. You could be quite overwhelmed with everything that's coming in spiritually. So they're wishing to work with you, and all they need you to do is just to anchor yourself in and be a conduit to the energies that are trying to connect to you. Your life is a canvas, artist manifestation, creative accountability. I think this is a reminder that everybody has a creative ability. And I'm not saying you have to be the next Picasso. I'm not saying you have to be the next choreographer extraordinaire. But there is art is definitely has magical powers in it. Get involved in something that allows you to connect to your inner child, allows you to just flow in the abstract. To tap into your creativity is to tap into your spirit, to tap into your soul. You do not have to. This is not. It's not a matter of being good at it. It's just surrendering to the process, to the flow, and you'd be amazed at how that will transform into creative ideas for your business, for your relationships, for your work life. They're wishing to work through you. Dance is something I definitely specialize in because it's very grounding for me. The movement helps me to burn off density, dense energy that should not, stay stuck inside. I do traditional dances, so it helps me to build relationship with my ancestors, and it creates a platform again for me to anchor into and be in position to be a conduit for their energy to flow through me. So whether you're a painter, a dancer, a musician, a singer, anchor yourself into that energy, and with the intention that you are becoming the conduit of benevolent energy to connect to you and flow through you. Your life is a canvas, and watch how that artistry even plays out in the rest of your life, other areas of your life. I am I am an energy healer, and often my clients have similar blocks. So I am doing a oracle reading from my Prism Oracle to see if there's anything we can focus in as far as our chakras, intuition. Intuition, yes. It's time to stop operating through our ego or the egos of others and to tap into our intuition. But understand there's a process. You can't fast track this. Anybody who lives in the US, there's no drive-through express lane to spirit. To do so would be detrimental to your health. And at the bottom of the deck, I have red is root chakra, stop in reverse. This is not saying you're being stopped, right? They're saying it's a process. They're trying to get you to surrender the chaotic energy, surrender the ego's need for the right now, and just ground yourself. Focus on your meditation, focus on your creativity, focus on your healing. Go within, because all the magic you do within will manifest outside of you, best believe, but it starts within, not the other way around. You can't start with everything around you and imagine that that's going to heal you from within. No, as within, so beyond. As above, so below. And spirit is within. Spirit comes from on high, but it is in you. Spirit in you. Get rooted, get grounded, get connected to that, and then you can blast off. I hope this message was of service to you, was a blessing to you. I hope you enjoy a quiet, peaceful, reflective, productive, and by productive, I mean meditative, contemplative, inspirational, new moon, any moon cycles, new moon, full moon, the energies carry out for about 2.5 days. So tonight, tomorrow night through the weekend, take your time to journal, to vision board, whatever floats your boat, whatever you feel drawn to, whatever resonates in your spirit. But take some time to map out how you can have a true collaborative, divinely inspired, transformative life. I know you're tired of what is. So surrender to the possibilities, known and unknown, of what your life can be. Let go of what is. It is no longer serving you. And surrender to the possibilities that are infinite where the universe is concerned, of what could be. I love you so much. I wish you well. Message me if you would like me to stand in agreement, send you some healing energy. Other than that, all my love. God bless.